G'day everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sailing Quick Creations. We're restoring a 46-foot John Pugh motor sailor. So this week we're going to get stuck into taking out all the timbers that line the hull inboard. So they're the wrong timber, they're the wrong screws and the wrong paint. It's really dreadful. So take a look at what we're going to do there. There's a lot of timber, so not looking forward to it, but we're going to get it done. There's a lot of windows in our boat. There's 5 on each side, and we are just not too comfortable with the round oval shaped nautical looking windows, so we've cut up some templates to see what we might like. We've had a look online. We can't really find a off the shelf one that we were really happy with, so we might just make our own windows up. So we've cut out some templates, put them on the side of the hull of what we think might look good, is more modern. So let us know in the comments what you guys think, if you like the new modern look or if you're happy with the oval nautical style. We're a little bit undecided, so let us know in the comments what you guys think, and it might help us make a decision. So have a look at the episode, and hopefully everyone enjoys it, and we'll get stuck into some work. Thanks guys. So the next job I'm getting started on is removing all the timber linings. It's very hot in the boat today. It's our last day of summer and the weather is beautiful outside the boat, but inside we're a little bit warm, but we're going to crack on with some more work. These timber linings here have been put on, and they're just made out of pine, structural pine, but it's just pine. So pine will soak in that moisture. It's not going to help anyone. You can see it's just been open-ended. It's not even covered with paint or epoxy or anything, or fiberglass resins or anything. It's just pine. So it's been screwed in just with timber screws. all the way along. And I can guarantee you when I take out these corroded screws, there's bare metal in these holes. So these holes should have been drilled out bigger, and they probably should have coated those holes in paint and then put a bolt through it, ensuring that they're not breaking down the coating in these holes. So we're going to take all these out, and on this side, all through the boat, everywhere. So it's a lot of work. We'll take all this wiring out as well, but we've got to do it all right. So a couple of steps back to get a few steps forward. That's what we're looking at today. So I thought I'd just stop and run you through. I just cut this wiring off here. So went through a penetration. So they thought this was a good idea. It's where they just drill a hole here, and they didn't paint the hole, didn't protect the hole. And as you can see, that was going to continue to rust. Then they just had this wire fed through this hole. No paint in the hole, so it's corroded. And then there's no rubber gusset or no rubber protecting this from basically wearing. So this eventually could have rubbed its way through and electrically arced out on the steel. Same with this hole. Same with this hole. All the way through. And I would have put it through a conduit. If you get mice in and they chew through your I don't know why, but mice seem to love chewing through this rubber, all this plastic on the wiring. And then you can have an electrical short on your boat. Very dangerous. So, they've got protection through here. So that's not bad, but I can assume, let's just check. Let's see if they've actually painted that hole when they've glued that conduit in there. So, they've got glue. They've glued this electrical conduit in here to stop the rubbing, like I said before. And as you can see, they've drilled through and put no coating protection on that steel. That being said, there's enough glue by the looks of it that the glue had protected it from rusting. But, I mean, that's not a sure-proof way of protecting your boat. So, glad we're doing it. Let's have a look at this one. No corrosion, surprising, but no paint, just bare metal. Maybe it hasn't been done that long ago. But I'm not happy with that. Surprised there's such a large gap between here. I have to ask the engineers at work about that. They put a rubber hose here to run their electrical cables through this one. not a surefire way of making sure you're not going to have corrosion. And as you can see on that one, there's corrosion inside that hole. You've got to protect your holes that you drill. So let's continue taking out these timbers so we can get this boat done correctly. So I thought I'd just stop and show you guys why I'm doing this, and I knew this is what I was going to find when I started dismantling it, but I've got the proof here. So all these screws are completely corroded, so they're the wrong screws to use. They've been put in the wrong way, in the wrong process, and this was never going to work on this boat. One thing to keep in mind with this boat is that it's actually never been in the water. So all this is happening in a pretty controlled environment. So if this was in the water, seeing the electrolysis from the warmer waters here, and it's just going to corrode at a faster rate if it was in the water. This has just been on a hard stand, only seeing atmospheric moisture. And although we are next to the mangroves and next to the beach, there's not a lot of salt spray or anything coming onto this boat. So atmospheric issues. So the other thing to keep in mind is that, you can see here, if I don't get my shadow in the way, that's all corroded in these holes. So they've just put these screws through into the timber, and there's no coating protecting it. And I know I keep saying it a lot, but these are dissimilar metals. This is a zinc coated steel screw, and that's a mild steel angle. So these are never going to work together. You needed to put coating in the hole. Even still, you would coat the hole and drill a bolt hole through the timber, put a stainless steel bolt, and fasten it that way. You would never use screws. And also you got just pine. This is just pine, which is uncoated. That's just bare wood. It's not even got any west system or anything to protect it. Like, I can't see pine holding up for 20 years in a boat. So once again, this has never seen like a tropical environment, has never seen them being in the water. So the boat is already starting to decay, and it's only been built, it hasn't even been used yet. So we're stripping it all back and making sure we're doing it right. wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're getting into a build yourself, just do a bit of research, work out what's best accepted practices, and don't do it like these guys did. Alright, I'm going to get back to taking more timbers out. Thanks everyone for watching another episode. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves. I'm going to put out another episode each week, so stay tuned, like and subscribe, and we'll keep making content. Thanks everyone.